Hey everybody, it's Helen Moses, your voice and messaging coach. I'm coming to you live today and I'm talking about how to see the positive and the negative. I am telling you this because I'm pretty good at it. I consider myself one of those positive outlook people. I can usually pretty easily find something good, something positive about just about any difficult situation I find myself in. And I'm often pretty good at sharing that insight with others. I thought today I'd sit down and try to teach you a little bit about what I know and how I do it in the hopes that it would be helpful for you too. So let me just go through a couple of steps I've thought through. Step one, right, is to acknowledge, okay, this is a pretty yucky situation. This is not good. This is not fun. This is not pleasant. I don't like it. I don't like it. And just take the time to acknowledge that, all right? That's the first thing. And then this is where what I want to teach you comes in. There are some statements that I realize I say to myself over and over again when I'm trying to put something in the positive light. For example, I might say, well, like, it's a yucky, cold, wet, damp, rainy day here in North Carolina, and the weather is just not pleasant to be in outside. When I was outside, I was not enjoying the weather. I was saying how I wish it were different, but the weather could have been worse. So I said to myself, I'm so glad that it's not snowing like they said it would. Now, somebody else might be sad it's not snowing, but for me, I'm really glad it's not snowing. I'm not a big fan. I could have said when about the weather, well, at least it's not snowing. I'm glad it's not snowing. At least I have a place in my home that's warm and dry to come home to. There's another phrase that I'll say, which is, now there's an opportunity for me to, and it might be sit on my stationary bike and exercise that way instead of going for a walk outside. And the other thing that I like to do when a situation is pretty yucky is think of something that I'm grateful for. That there's always something that I'm grateful for. And all of these statements are kind of tied to each other, right? I'm so glad that this happened, or at least I have this. Now this gives me an opportunity to do X, Y, Z. I'm so grateful for. And you have to understand that the yucky situations we find ourselves in and the negative situations, they're different. They're not all equally negative. So another thing that's very important in finding the positive is keeping perspective. Remembering that there are other people who have it worse, and paying attention to the fact that your situation could be a lot worse. Right now, we're having some plumbing issues in our home. We have old pipes. We don't know where the blockage is, but it's somewhere between our house and the city, and we have to get that fixed. But it's frustrating. It's uncomfortable. It's giving us pause, and it's making us think about things differently and do things differently and plan ahead. But it's not the end of the world. For example, I put that into perspective with, there are people in the world who don't even have indoor plumbing. That's an extreme perspective. But I also think about others that I know. Just this morning, for example, I got word that a good friend of mine's mother passed away unexpectedly last night. And that particular family has a lot of other challenges I happen to know about also going on at the same time. It just seems like it's too much. When I hear other people tell me about the things in their lives, it gives me perspective. So that's another way I keep positive when things aren't going well. I always look for something. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is humor, fun, finding something funny to be a part of helping you change your outlook and your perspective. The humor, you can laugh at yourself, you can laugh at things as they go wrong, and just, bad things come in threes, they say, so maybe you can laugh at, okay, oh, this is ridiculous, the whole the whole ludicrousness of it. You can laugh at that. And finding other people to help laugh with you, and good friends, family members that you love, support groups, getting support when things are going not so great. That's always important. And I'd like to think that you guys could come here to me if you need some support. Post something here on this page and get some support. There are other Facebook groups out there that are supportive, and live groups out there of real people that can hug you and touch you and love on you when you need it. So let's review what we've talked about to help take the positive, bring the positive into the negative. I mean, and before I do that, before I review, I want to talk about, look, there's some really serious, negative, awful stuff. And I want you to think about all the different things that I think about, that pass through my thoughts. There's the plumbing issue that we just talked about. There are deaths happening within my not so immediate, but outside of my immediate family, still in my family. Those happened, I just found out about this week. Maybe people are going through divorce or a relationship strain. Children. I've had a child with illness and some other challenges with my children. Parenting brings so many opportunities for negativity, and it's so important for us to keep finding the positive. Let's talk about politics. I don't want to get into details because I don't enjoy politics on the getting into that sort of thing. But you know, when I decide that there's something going on politically that I don't like, I have to bring myself back, put on some perspective. I also have a strong faith, and so I go to that source to help me find the positivity in some of the things that I don't find so pleasant, some of the things I find a little bit scary, and some things that make me angry. And then there's, you know, just going to another topic, there's the cold, rainy day or weather that we don't like. There's a disappointment that something we were looking forward to doesn't get to happen. I broke a dish in the microwave the other day. All of these things happen, and it's life. It's just life, you know. It sucks sometimes. It really does. But here's my, once again, 4 quick steps that will help you find the positive in any negative situation. I also, by the way, challenge you. If you have a negative situation, you want me to see if I can help you find something positive in it, put it in the comments and let's see if we can make it work. But here, as I close up, here are the 4 steps. Number 1, acknowledge that it doesn't feel good, that it's negative. Take that moment and just embrace that. Step 2, take one of these sentences or more of these sentences and fill in the blank. I'm so glad that blank. At least there's blank. Now there's an opportunity for blank. Or I'm grateful for blank. And then finally, step 3 is allow yourself to feel that relief and find some humor in it. And then step 4, just tell yourself with some perspective that this is not permanent and it could be worse and it's going to be okay. Thanks for tuning in, and please let me know what you think. I'd love to have a chat. Take care.